Hey, what's up, y'all? So this week the plan is we're getting my super stock truck back out. Taking a break from our budget build just because we're waiting on parts. So we're back on this one. This weekend there's a race in Glencoe, Kentucky. KY Drag Racing is putting it on. This truck, as you've seen in our previous video of just winter updates, we've done a lot of changes to this truck and we still have to get a few things ready for it. We need time to get this truck shut down for a race on April 22nd. And Osgood, Indiana. KY Drag Racing is also putting it on. The plan is we'll have this truck ready for it because there's going to be a lot of heavy hitters and we're definitely going to need the horsepower this truck makes rather than my orange truck or any of the rest of them. To-do list still on this one isn't very long. We ended up getting a new torque converter for it. The old one, it only stalled about to 2,000 RPM on the trans brake, and this motor didn't even make power till after 3,000. So we went to ACC Performance and picked up a new 3500 to 4200 stall converter for this truck. So we're gonna get that swapped out this week, and we also need to change the plugs, change the oil, just basic maintenance stuff for this truck. My rear roll cage bars need put in. They were taken out when we swapped over to this step side bed. We're gonna try and get all this stuff done this week, so that way we can get the truck out this weekend, get the bugs worked out, and we'll be in good shape hopefully for the North versus South race. But here we go, and let's get to work. First task at hand, we were going to go ahead and change the torque converter to make sure it was going to work even. So my dad got busy removing the rear drive shaft. After he was done using the creeper, I went ahead and got going on the front drive shaft. It wasn't too bad of a job to get out. After the drive shaft was out, I put my hardware back on so it wouldn't get lost, and then we drained the fluid out of the pan. The transmission's about to drop out. The other night we went ahead and we took the drive shafts out, drained our fluid out of the transmission, and we unhooked our shifter cable. So tonight the plan is to go ahead and get the trans dropped and get the torque converter in and put it in tomorrow morning. All we got 6 bolts on our bell housing, 3 bolts for our torque converter, and then 4 bolts on the cross member, and our trans is dropped out of the truck. Shouldn't be too bad of a job, but let's go ahead and get it done so we can see what we've got. The old torque converter is out. The new one's getting ready to go in. I'm gonna grease it up, put a little fluid in it, and then get it back in and get the trans back bolted in, and we'll be ready to go shortly. So we got the pan pulled off of the truck. I was going to change the filter. I've never had the pan off of it before. As you can tell, there is just a little bit of clutch material, and there is some speckles in it from just bearing material. I don't know exactly how old the trans is or how long it's been in there, or really even how many passes it has on it, but I know it's at least 5 or 6 year old trans from the date I was told the truck was built. So overall, I'm not really worried about this. It pulled fine. We'll clean it all out and put a new filter in and be back in business. Okay, so we're down to, we need to put the filter in, put the pan back on, fill it full of fluid, and drive shafts, and our trans will be back all together. We'll finish that up in the morning. We'll change the plugs and we'll change our oil, and we should be pretty much ready to go see what this converter is going to do. At least be able to foot brake it in the driveway and see what we can get it up to. Hopefully it'll at least go to 3,000. That's my goal. But we're going to find out in the morning. Okay, Friday morning, a little bit left to do. Drive shafts need to go in. Trans filter and transmission pan need to both go in. Need to change the oil in the truck and change the plugs in the truck, and we'll go see exactly what our converter is going to stall up to. Okay, so the torque converter swap is done. We got our drive shafts and all that back in. The trans brake is back hooked up. All we're down to is just go ahead and we're gonna see what we can get the thing to stall to, make sure it's even relatively close to what we're gonna need. And if that's all good, we're gonna go ahead and change the oil and change the plugs in the truck, put my rear bars in the cage, and I think we're good to go for tomorrow. Okay, so the converter didn't quite pan out the way we wanted to, but that's converters for you. It did gain a little bit over where we were last year. However, it wasn't enough really that I kind of sucked that we had to change it, honestly, for that. But we can always send it back and get it restalled. But the plan is eventually to swap this truck to a Power Glide, but I think we're going to go ahead and race this weekend with the truck. Just kind of make sure all the rest of the changes work out well for us before we do any more work on that. But we're going to finish it off as far as changing the oil and plugs and all that, and we'll see what it does this weekend. Even though our converter didn't work, we decided to press onward. So we changed the oil with fresh Mobil 1, and of course we used a Wix filter on it. After that was done, we went ahead and changed the plugs in the truck. We ended up going with auto lights this time instead of the NGKs that were in it. I've had pretty good luck with the auto lights and the rest of my stuff, so hopefully these do just as well. Okay, so the plugs are changed in the truck, the oil's changed. My dad put my rear bars in while I was doing that. The truck's pretty much ready to go race tomorrow. I'm a little disappointed that the converter didn't do exactly what we were hoping, but it is a better converter than what we had as far as stall. It did gain us another 700 or 800 RPM, not as much as we were hoping for. However, I think it's gonna work for what we're doing. I'd really like to swap this truck over to a Power Glide. Right now it's just got that 350 turbo in it, but that's gonna be hopefully a little bit down the road and we can make that swap work. But until then, I think this right here is gonna work. I'm hoping our upgrades over the winter pay off for the truck, but we'll soon find out here. And I'll let you know, hopefully probably Sunday I'll have the video uploaded of how the race went. Although it's supposed to rain overnight tonight, so I'm hoping nothing gets canceled there. But you never know with the weather in Indiana and Kentucky. So, but Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the content.